And good afternoon. So Doppler weather radar has some returns on it, but guess what? Not much of this is reaching the ground. It's actually fighting some very dry air. So not a lot reaching the ground at this point, and that'll actually cause evaporative cooling, and that temperature may go down just a little bit as that moisture falls through the atmosphere and evaporates before it hits the surface of the earth. So we'll let you know if any of that changes, and right now it's just showing as temperatures are in the mid-30s, if any of that reaches the ground, it'll be rain to start. There is an Arctic front right there, and eventually it heads our way. We'll zoom in a little bit, and right along that front, there's some colder air, and back behind it, some really cold air. In fact, Des Moines down to about 23 right now. St. Louis, though, above freezing. That's exactly what we thought. We get above that freezing mark for a while today, and we're at 35 right now. 34 St. Charles, Alton 34, but Flora, you're still at about 28. And then places around even Warrenton and Rolla above that freezing mark. Rolla is almost at 40. So current wind speeds and gusts about 10 miles an hour, not too bad, but that factors in the wind chill, what it feels like out there in the upper 20s, mid-20s around Alton, mid-20s in Edwardsville. And the 7-day forecast, we have a weather impact alert tomorrow for mainly the bitter cold that's coming our way. So the Arctic front moves through here this evening. We'll watch for either 0 to a trace of snowfall is what we're thinking. But that bitter cold air for the morning hours, temperatures in the teens, and what it feels like on your skin is about 0. So the wind chill is going to be a big factor tomorrow. 21 for that high, and then we get a little bit warmer for the weekend, but it really is tomorrow the coldest day out of the next 10 that we're talking dressing in layers here, and that wind chill could be very near 0 tomorrow morning. 5 in St. Louis, 0 St. Charles, Troy. This is about 6 a.m. by the way tomorrow morning. Jerseyville a little bit below 0, and then even 6 degrees. Even around the Sullivan area. So temperatures very, very cold. Futurecast showing limited moisture out there. Again, nothing's reaching the ground now, and we'll see if any of the snow shower activity actually reaches the ground. Not really indicating any kind of massive snowfall potential. About 0.1 could cause a little bit of an issue if that temperature drops down well below freezing, I should say, even Crystal City 0.1. So if you get a little bit of a burst of snow out there as we get into tonight, that could cause an issue. Right now at Lambert, it is cloudy, and over the next few hours here, we are above freezing, at least in St. Louis, and we really don't expect to drop below freezing until after 9 o'clock tonight, and only a slim chance of seeing some flurries out there. So flurries possible during the overnight. Those lows at about 13 St. Louis, 12 Jerseyville, 16 in Chesterfield, and 20 in Nashville, 22 in Perryville. Tomorrow, we are not expecting any moisture. It's going to be a cold day, though. North wind at about 5 to 10 miles an hour, so a little bit of a wind chill, and temperatures in the teens most of the day, and probably maxing out at 21 for that high. The Futurecast, we're watching Sunday, especially St. Louis southward, for another little bit of a winter mix in here as temperatures are remaining cold. It's not a big system, but wanted to show you the advanced tracking on these temperatures. We warm up a little bit after Sunday. Sunday's chilly, and then the temperatures moderate just a little bit, but watch what happens by Thursday of next week. Watch this pink and purple in here. It kind of dives down into the area close to our region. So we'll see how cold we get next week after we have a nice warm up. So up and down temperatures. Coldest day is Thursday, 21. Friday, 38. Saturday, 38. And mostly cloudy. Then on Sunday, watching that chance of moisture, especially south of St. Louis on Sunday, and getting colder, 33. Monday, 32. And then by Tuesday and Wednesday, before we get cold again, we can actually make a run for 50 by next Wednesday with a slim chance of rain in here. All right, that 7-day forecast doesn't look too bad at all, except for tomorrow. Tomorrow's that day when we have a weather impact alert for that bitterly cold air. The coldest air of the season so far, 21 for that high. Starting out in the teens in the morning, but the wind chill down near 0. So weather impact alert Thursday night. Friday, as we get into the afternoon, we're above freezing again, 38, and partly cloudy. Saturday, 38 degrees, mostly cloudy but dry. Sunday, we're watching a system in our southern counties, maybe St. Louis, so a 20% chance of a snow shower, 33. And then we get into Monday, 32 degrees. We're mostly cloudy. And then we warm back up on Tuesday, and look at Wednesday, near 50 for that high. Now the 10-day forecast showing temperatures down again next Thursday at 37. And we'll see if any of that moisture is around the area or does it just get cold. Sometimes you get that cold, dry air in here and it just stays cold and we don't see any snow. And other times you get a little tap of moisture into that Gulf of Mexico, and that could become an issue. So we'll just have to play that out a little bit later as we get closer to next Thursday. Then Friday and Saturday of the next weekend looks cold at this point with temperatures just above that freezing mark.